Hello everyone, this is Daily Inspiration, and this day I just want to share about attitude. See, the quickest way to correct the other's fellow's attitude is to correct your own. And let us take a look at the hallmarks of a great attitude. Philippians chapter 2 verse 4 says there, "Don't look out only for your own interest, but take an interest in others too." As we talk about Philippi was a cosmopolitan city, the composition of the church reflected a great diversity with people from a variety of backgrounds and walks of life. With so many different backgrounds among the members, unity must have been difficult to maintain. So Paul encouraged us to guard against any selfishness, jealousy that might lead to dissension. Showing genuine interest in others is a positive step forward in maintaining unity. A negative, critical, harsh, cynical attitude is poison to relationships and to your soul. And if you're suffering from a bad case of negativity, here are some fire cures to get your thought and perspective moving in the right direction. The first thing is smile. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 4, "Always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice." It seems that very strange that a man in prison would be telling a church to rejoice. This is Paul. But Paul's attitude teaches us an important lesson. Our inner attitude does not have to reflect our outward circumstances. Even if you don't feel happy inside, fake it until you feel it. The second thing is say thank you often. Colossians chapter 3 verse 15 says there, "And let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your hearts. For as members of one body, you are called to live in peace and always be thankful." Our hearts is the center of conflict because there are feelings and desires clash. Our fears and hopes, distrust and trust, jealousy and love. How can we deal with these constant conflicts and live as God wants? And Paul explains that we must decide between conflicting elements by using the rule of peace. And when we take others for granted and see only their faults, our attitude toward them and theirs toward us will so downhill fast. So express appreciation. The third thing is forgive fast. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 6, "Do not let the sun go down on your wrath." So unresolved anger and grudges cause us to hurt others and ourselves. Even if you have to swallow your pride and do all the hard work things out right now. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 23 to 25, so if our presenting a sacrifice at the altar in the temple, and you suddenly remember that someone has something against you, verse 24, leave as your sacrifice there at the altar, go and be reconciled to the person, then come and offer your sacrifice to God. Verse 25, when you are on the way to the court with your adversary, settle your differences quickly, otherwise your accuser may hand you over to the judge, who will hand over to an officer, and you will be thrown into prison. In Jesus' day, someone couldn't pay a debt, was thrown into prison until the debt was paid. So unless someone come to pay the debt of the prisoner, he or she would probably die there. You may not get into disagreement that takes you to the court, but even small conflict mend more easily if you try to make peace right away. And number 4 is be proactive. In Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24, let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. Instead of moaning and groaning and complaining about how bad things are, act in action is a breeding ground of negativity. So, number 5 is watch your words. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, when you talk, do not say harmful things, but say what people need. What we say has a tremendous impact on how we feel. Do your words make you more or less positive? So watch your words. Number 6 is cheer up someone else. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, by helping each other with your troubles, you truly obey the law of Christ. So if you're feeling sorry for yourself, find someone who really has problems and help them see life through the eyes of faith and hope again. And it will help you too. So in our conclusion, rejoice. Your new attitude begins today. Thank you. And again, this is Daily Inspiration, inspiring us to have this positive attitude. Thank you.